Hey friends! Welcome back to Melody's Movie Monday Review. Today we are going to be talking about a movie that I find to be severely underrated. It is called Ready or Not. It came out in 2019 and stars one of my favorite scream queens, Samara Weaving. She just always adds something different to a movie, and all of the roles that I really appreciate her the most happen to be horror films. Spoiler alert. Even the opening kill scene that she is in for Scream 6, she is in it for what, 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and she brings so much life to a character that we don't even get to know. So I really enjoy her in a movie in general, but I get extra excited when she's in a horror movie. So I was really excited about this one. It was actually done by Radio Silence as well, I believe. So Radio Silence did this movie, and they also did Scream 6. No, Scream 5. No, Scream 6. It's Scream 6. Sorry. So it makes sense that she would be in it as well. They collaborated together for both projects, and it's a very fun horror movie. So I wouldn't call it scary by any means. Maybe there's some creepy aspects to it depending on what it is that you like to see in a horror movie. But it's got a lot of humor in it. It's one of those horror movies that you really don't want to take too serious. It's basically, I would just describe it as a comedy with some minor blood and gore. It's really not anything too terrible. It's not like you'd be watching like a Saw movie or something. It's pretty tame for the most part, I'd say. But it's the biggest reason that I watch it and even would recommend it would be for the jokes. So our plot is, sorry, there's like so much cat fur on me. Thank you. Our plot is we meet our main character, Grace, played by Samara Weaving. She is getting ready to marry into this very rich family. I don't remember if they come out and fully say it, but she's definitely not somebody who comes from money herself. So it's a very odd transition for her to go from a very normal average person to now suddenly being super wealthy, like having more money than you know what to do with, kind of wealthy. So you can definitely tell at the beginning of the movie she's having some nerves really kick in, but she was really excited to be married. I'm guessing that there was some trauma, it sounded like, in her family, and she was excited to be able to move on from that and start a new family. That does not work out very well. So she was actually the one that really wanted to get married. He seemed very hesitant on it, but ended up proposing, and now this is the morning of their wedding, but right before their wedding. So we see them interact a little bit, kind of get a feeling for what their characters' lives were like growing up. They get married, and it's pretty normal. But the thing is so they get married in like the mom and dad's their mansion's backyard, and she's told that it's tradition that every time someone in the family gets married, the night of their wedding, they have to play a game with the rest of the family. And you know, it's just like a normal like board game usually. And I don't think that anything bad had happened in quite a while. So basically the premise is the great-granddad made this deal with the devil, essentially. And it was that he would sacrifice a new person from the family once every... It's at random. There's not, I don't think they ever reveal like a set number of time in between, but I do know that she was the first one to be chosen as a sacrifice in probably like a 50-year time span, because the movie actually opens up with what we later learn is the death of one of the new husband to the aunt, who we meet. She's a very cranky old woman at this point. She's very angry. She, you can tell, is excited that to murder this new girl. And I think, you know, we end up going to find that it's really more like a jealousy thing. Like, she was upset that she had to watch her new husband be sacrificed, so now she's eager to see somebody else have to go through that same pain. But I'm a little ahead of myself on that one. But so yeah, there's a very big time in between the sacrifices, so it's just hard to know when another one is going to be due. So fast forward, it's time to get to pick the game, and it's basically just this like little wooden box that the person who could possibly be sacrificed has to like click a button on or something, and it spits out a card, and on the card says the game that you have to play. So like sometimes it's like checkers, maybe chess, something, you know, just basic. But the one thing you don't want to get, and the one thing that she gets, is hide and seek. So that means that she has been chosen to be sacrificed. And the goal for the family is to hunt her down and not kill her on command, because they have a whole process they have to do for sacrificing. It's like a whole ritual, but they need to injure her enough so that they can tie her down and complete the ritual and sacrifice her. So basically our entire movie, you can probably figure out from here on out, is going to be them trying to go after her and get her. And we find out pretty quickly how not bright most of the family is. There's just so many comical scenes. I don't know the name of the actor or even the name of the character, but the one guy who has already married into the family, he's given a crossbow, has no idea what he's doing with this thing. And there's a scene that we see of him like hiding in a corner somewhere on YouTube watching a video of how to use a crossbow. And I don't know if it's meant to be as comical as I found it, but I was laughing a whole lot when I watched that. Especially like at one point in the background, you see Grace like falling in the background. Like, he's supposed to be chasing her. It happened right before him. He wasn't paying attention, didn't see it. So there's just like a lot of dumb, stupid humor like that in this movie, and I really, really like dumb, stupid humor, so it was something that really, it struck a chord with me. It was just one of those movies that I find to be so entertaining. There's plenty of other scenes that are kind of similar to that one. There's like an ongoing joke where the sister, she continuously keeps killing like the maids, thinking that it's Grace, but and like, you're not supposed to kill her either, so that's kind of the other thing. It's like, what are you doing? You know, get it together. So it's just a mess. Everybody in this family is a mess. Grace is our final girl, though. She does end up making it through the movie after lots and lots of having to fight. They pin her down and she somehow escapes. And basically the family had to get her sacrificed before dawn. So before the sun came up, and they were so close to doing it, but they like, I think, had just missed it or something. Anyway, because they did not complete the ritual, they did not do their part of the deal, and because they didn't do that, they themselves were going to be sacrificed. Not just one, but like the entire family, even the kids who didn't have anything to do with anything, they still got, but they were, don't worry, they showed them being really annoying before, so you feel a lot less sad about it. And they don't show you what happens, it's off screen, it's implied, but it is amusing to see them all, like, it literally, they just pop into thin air and it's just blood. I do want to give an honorary mention before I forget to Adam Brody. He plays one of the brothers, and his character is perfect to me. Well, number one, I'm biased. I already like him anyway as is. But the brother, you can tell he wants nothing to do with this tradition, but he doesn't have much of a choice because no matter what, it's going to affect him now. So he's there, but he doesn't want to be there. At one point, he actually finds Grace when they're supposed to be hunting her, and he gives her like a 10-second head start so that she can, you know, get out of there before he says, oh, hey, she's in here, guys. I don't know, I just really liked his character. I think he really brought something to the movie. I was sad when he died, but he didn't pop like everybody else. He died before that, so I guess maybe that's better, I don't know, than having to watch your entire family explode, I would say. So maybe he got the easy one out on that. But yeah, so she makes it through the entire night. We make it to the end of the movie. The entire family's gone. Everybody who even like worked, who was like staff of the family, gone. And all the cops show up and they're like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, in-laws will get you every time. So I don't know. Yeah, it was a good last line to me too. I just found the movie to be very amusing. I don't know, it's hard to say that it is a horror movie for me. Again, I really still feel like it's just a comedy with some blood and gore. But that doesn't make it bad. It's just maybe I would consider re-examining that classification is all. So I really liked the movie, and if I had to grade it, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. I do think, you know, maybe there could have been some minor plot changes that I'm not really gonna get too into just because I would have to go into a lot more detail. But you know, it's not anything where I find it to have that much of an impact on the movie. So even if they did correct it, I think maybe I would probably give a 9 out of 10 then, because I don't really like giving 10 out of 10s, you know. I really like to reserve those for something that I really enjoy. So I feel confident in my 8 out of 10, but it definitely has potential for a 9, so. But I really recommend this movie, guys. I'd love to chat about it. And also I could really use some recommendations for reviews to come. So drop below what you want to see, and I will possibly talk about it next week. All right, guys, thank you. I will see you next week.